Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a massive challenge right at the heart of the modern industrial world, preventing catastrophic product failures in manufacturing. I mean, think about it. A single faulty component, literally just a tiny switch or a simple gasket, can trigger a multi-million-dollar global recall, completely paralyze an assembly line, and instantly destroy years of brand equity. If you've ever wondered how the world's top manufacturers prevent these exact scenarios, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Just imagine pouring months of time and millions of dollars into engineering a brand new product, only to push it to the factory floor, or worse, the actual market, and discover it completely fails your quality standards. It's frustrating, it's financially devastating, and frankly, it is a manufacturer's absolute worst nightmare.
To demystify all of this, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the high stakes of manufacturing, what APQP actually is. We'll break down its 5 phases, look at the power of checklists, and finally, how to overcome common APQP challenges.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the high stakes of manufacturing.
Listen, product launch failures don't just drain time and money. They completely erode customer trust, and you know as well as I do, that's the absolute hardest thing to earn back. In highly regulated spaces, like automotive, aerospace, or medical manufacturing, a failure isn't just an inconvenience, it's a full-blown crisis. And that's exactly why the Automotive Industry Action Group developed a framework built entirely around meticulous error prevention, rather than just waiting to detect errors after the fact.
Moving right along to Section 2. What is APQP?
Advanced Product Quality Planning, or APQP, is fundamentally your ultimate project management tool. It's designed to develop and produce products that meet exactly what your customer requires. So, the crucial point is, how does it actually pull this off? Through meticulous, proactive planning and strict error prevention. It is not about finding a broken part at the end of the assembly line. It's about engineering the whole process so that broken part literally never gets made in the first place.
And look, APQP is absolutely not a solo mission. You can't just stick one person in a back office and expect it to work. It's executed by cross-functional teams, or CFTs. To really succeed, you need diverse departments: engineering, manufacturing, quality, procurement, and distribution, all sitting at the same table. They have to collaborate closely to ensure the product doesn't just meet, but completely surpasses customer expectations.
To actually manage this massive collaborative effort, the APQP process is broken down into a 5-step journey. Plan and define, product design, process design, validation, and feedback and action. Keep this roadmap in your head because we're going to walk through each one of these together right now.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 5 phases explained.
Phase 1 is the plan and define program. Think of this as a reconnaissance mission to get directly inside your customer's mind. Before a single physical part is ever even conceptualized, your multidisciplinary team is obsessing over customer needs. Because if you skip this step, well, you might design a mechanically flawless product that nobody actually wants to buy. Harnessing the collective experience of the team right here at the start guarantees total alignment with the market.
The outputs from this first phase, they are your foundational blueprints. Instead of abstract ideas, you are locking down clear product development timing plans, rock-solid reliability and quality goals, and your preliminary bill of materials. You also start mapping out a preliminary process flow chart, and crucially, secure early management support to make sure you've got the resources you need locked in from day one.
Okay, moving right into Phase 2, product design and development. Now, if your organization actually handles the design of the product, this is where you give a near-final shape to those early Phase 1 goals. We are officially taking abstract objectives and translating them into highly tangible engineering plans.
Now, what's really interesting about this step is that these specific outputs aren't just a bunch of paperwork. They actively mitigate design risks. By utilizing tools like a design failure mode and effects analysis, a DFMEA, engineers can methodically predict and prevent exactly how a product's design might fail before manufacturing even begins. You're building prototype control plans, finalizing special material characteristics, and figuring out exactly what test equipment you'll need. Every single output here is a shield against future failure.
Once the product design is set in stone, we pivot in Phase 3 to process design and development. So we're no longer just looking at the product itself. Our mission right now is to build a highly effective, safe, and efficient manufacturing system to actually build that product at scale.
We're establishing comprehensive manufacturing controls long before full production ramps up. This means mapping out the process flow diagram and running a process FMEA, which is just a vital tool to analyze how the assembly line itself might fail or introduce a defect. We're creating pre-launch control plans, outlining measurement system analysis plans, and writing down the literal workstation instructions for the operators. We're engineering the assembly environment down to the absolute smallest detail.
Next up is Phase 4, Product and Process Validation. Think of this as the ultimate stress test on the factory floor. We did the planning, we designed the product, we built the process. Now the customer and the team actually validate both the product and the manufacturing process during a significant production run. The results from this phase are what prove your manufacturing process is truly capable of producing the product exactly as intended. You execute that big production run and gather the results from your measurement system analysis, which, by the way, ensures your testing gauges and equipment are actually giving you accurate readings. You evaluate your packaging, confirm process capability, and finally, you get that coveted product approval and validation directly from the customer.
And that brings us to Phase 5, Feedback, Assessment, and Corrective Action. But there's a pretty massive catch here. Unlike the other phases that follow a strict chronological sequence, Phase 5 actually runs from the very first day of the program all the way to the absolute finish. It is the engine of continuous course correction.
Let's see how this builds to guarantee the on-time delivery of a flawless product. Throughout every single phase, you're evaluating your effectiveness. If a concern pops up, boom, you deploy prompt countermeasures. You're constantly updating your lessons learned database. This proactive feedback loop ensures that by the time you streamline your bulk supply and officially close out the APQP program, you've optimized every single dollar and hour spent.
Moving right into Section 4, the power of checklists.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real difference. Without APQP, development is constantly plagued by siloed departments, totally inconsistent quality tracking, and a crazy high risk of market failure. But bringing in the APQP checklist process actively forces cross-functional collaboration. It perfectly aligns your team with rigorous international standards like IATF 16949, and it bakes continuous improvement right into your daily workflow. The checklist literally turns chaos into an organized, cost-saving machine.
Let's head into our final section, Section 5, Overcoming APQP Challenges.
Look, organizations naturally face hurdles during implementation. You might run into a lack of management support. Maybe folks just have insufficient knowledge of the processes. Coordinating all those stakeholders is tough. Or maybe you're dealing with inadequate resources and a lack of baseline standardization. But honestly, don't let this list intimidate you. With solid upfront planning, crystal clear communication across your cross-functional teams, and the utilization of digital APQP software and templates, you can easily leap over every single one of these hurdles.
I want to leave you all with this really powerful thought from our source material. By making incremental improvements to the APQP checklist, you can stay ahead of the competition. It's all about continuous, proactive evolution. So I've got to ask you, how will you apply these proactive measures to your own workflows today? Whether you're in engineering, quality, or management, there is a piece of this APQP framework that can completely elevate your next product launch. Thanks so much for exploring this explainer with me, and keep striving for that perfect build.